In the early 1930s, millions of Americans had lost their life savings following the stock market crash and the Great Depression. Politicians responded to this crisis by creating Social Security, and it was signed into law in 1937. The Social Security mission was to keep seniors out of poverty in retirement by taxing current wage earners to fund it. The two basic original component parts is one, the percent tax on earnings, and the other, a Social Security wage cap set annually, meaning all earnings falling below the cap would be subject to the tax, and all earnings above the cap would be exempt from the tax. So after the Supreme Court determined Social Security was constitutional, it began in 1937 by taking 2% of the first $3,000 of earnings for a maximum annual tax of $60. So if you made $6,000 that same year, you still only paid the $60. However, the $60 now was only 1% of your entire earnings. Keep that in mind as the tax and wage cap mature over time. Increased senior retirement funding drove the 2% to 6% with a cap of $4,800. The maximum annual tax was now $288. By 1970, it was 8.4% of the first $7,800 for a maximum annual of $655. And 10 years later, by 1980, it was 10.16% of the first $25,900 with a maximum tax of $2,327. Had politicians created a tax-gobbling Pac-Man? Then 1981, the American people woke up to this attention-grabbing headline, quoting President Ronald Wilson Reagan saying, "As you know, the Social Security system is teetering on the edge of bankruptcy." Needless to say, millions of Americans were freaking out, Grandpa and Grandma, because their monthly Social Security retirement checks were a major source of their monthly income. Working Americans because they had paid into Social Security all of their working lives. Kids were having bad dreams that Mom and Dad and Grandpa and Grandma would soon be living with them. Politicians now had the attention of most all of their fellow Americans. Mission accomplished, wouldn't you say? Wonder what happened next?
On the next slide, you're going to hear a member of the United States Senate recently passed Dr. Tom Coburn ratting out his fellow members of Congress regarding the theft of our Social Security retirement dollars. The only question for you is, have you had enough? And if you have, will you help Real Joe take our retirement dollars out of their hands and bring them back to Main Street America? If that works for you, then do the right thing by adding your name to Real Joe's National Task Force map. The next generations are counting on you.